How's it going, Aries? It's Wes with West Tarot, and today we're going to be doing your bi-weekly for the month of January in the year 2022. Upcoming shortly here for the first 2 weeks. Okay, real quick, timestamps will be down below in the comment section if you just want to jump to something that you're interested. This spread is basically going to cover just general messages going into those first 2 weeks. Okay, we're going to look at some challenges there. We'll look at singles. If you are single, assuming that you are dealing with at least one person. And that doesn't mean your father or mother. That's basically going to be someone that's significant to you that you're, to some extent, have a romantic interest in. Okay? We'll also be looking if you are not dealing with anyone. And obviously your finance. If you're in a relationship is what I meant. For those of you who are single, not dealing with somebody, I am going to include that on the spread, but I'm still working on it. There's just too much stuff going on right now, so that will be coming up shortly. So rest assured, I'll be adding that to the spread, but for now, it's just for singles dealing with at least one person on their mind. And then love will be obviously including the, if you're dating somebody. New or old, doesn't matter. We'll just see what the messages show. We've got some candles here, incense going. I've already shuffled all the decks. Okay, we'll be using the Gilded Royale version and the standard for my clarifications. And I think that's about it. Okay, so I will be writing down timestamps, so if you see me peering over here, that's what I'm doing. So let's get right on to it. I get 3 messages, please, for the Zodiac sign of Aries. Going into the first 2 weeks of January 2022. 3 cards just showing me their general energies and what they should expect going into the first 2 weeks. January. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. Really hope everything went smooth. No accidents or issues on the road. Those of you traveling. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. At very minimum, if you could just like this video. If you enjoy the content, obviously if you don't think I deserve it, then don't like it. But I'd be really appreciative if you do. Okay, and there will be more information as well in the drop-down tab of this video. Alright. I get 2 challenges. And... whoa. We'll keep that, and I'll show you in a second. I get 2 challenges, please, with solutions for Aries general energy going into January, the first 2 weeks. Clarify the hangman in reverse. For Aries general. Clarify the moon in reverse, please. Aries general. Clarify the 3 of cups upright. Clarifying the moon in reverse. Why is that there? So Aries, some of you, so there's a strong sense here of, first off, we're just going to go card by card, and we'll just kind of see how it all ties in, okay? For your general messages, we have the hangman, it's in reverse, clarified the wheel of fortune in reverse. This part indicates that something didn't go your way, and you've been in deep thought about it. Most times, this is going to be, a situation where the universe basically puts you, in a circumstance where you basically were almost, it's not set up to fail, but it just wasn't going to go in your way. And there might be a reason behind that, meaning that despite it feeling like everything might have been against you and it probably wasn't fair for one reason or another, there we go. Oftentimes when things don't go our way, we, depending on what it is, and, if it's a serious situation, it can really be something that, we start cussing to the sky essentially and getting really infuriated that why did this happen, etc., etc. But the hangman reverse does sometimes talk about, most times more than not, it does talk about like kind of trying to gain perspective in a situation, but you're doing it to excess. It's going way too long. Okay. Some people might read it as you're coming out of that, but for me, the hangman, when it's reversed, does generally talk about a prolongation of just excessive thinking. And one has to wonder if something, maybe it's something that you manifested, that you were really hoping was going to happen, or you're expecting should happen in your life, and it just didn't go your way. Okay, that could definitely trip you up and keep you in thought there. Okay, the moon is reversed next to it, indicating that you are aware of, probably could indicate exposure of secrets, like something came out that you found out. The light is kind of being shed a little bit, so you may not be as fearful or worried about something, kind of losing that, concern, because obviously if you know what it is that you found out, then why worry about it? But I guess coming back to the hangman in reverse, maybe that could tie into that whatever you found out is kind of tripping you up a little bit. Perhaps things just one way or another, if you're in a relationship with somebody, it just it fills it out for one reason or another. And the reason I'm saying that is we have Three of Cups here clarified to Queen of Wands. There's two ways of looking at this. Is that for example, if you were on if you were if you're dating somebody, it's possible that you found out this person is kind of like, it's not directly a third party. Some people could say that. I only treat that, the Three of Cups, when it's reversed, more as a third party. But it is clarified to the Queen of Wands, and so I have to say, is that you going out, deciding that you're no longer worried about, stressed or something like that, about your circumstances? Maybe it's, maybe you're getting over this thinking, whatever went wrong or something like that. Three of Cups is celebrations, hanging out. It's just having a good time, pretty much. And it's clarified to the Queen of Wands, so there's going to be energy put into that. So I've got to ask myself, what exactly, how does that apply here? And the best I can say is, if you're in this, something went wrong for you, it didn't go your way, I want to say this could be potentially a partner that you're with. So for some of you who are broken up, no longer with this person, perhaps you found out this person just wanted to explore options. Going to have a good time, beat around the bush a little bit. And, that might be something that you're getting, clarity on, essentially. That, hey, this person doesn't seem to be too committed to me. They always seem to want to go and do things, without me. That wouldn't be too fun, would it? And it'd probably be something that wouldn't go your way, right? Because that's not how it was supposed to be. Further supporting that, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, indicating, once again, that it could have been, some situation, probably likely a short-term relationship, something that was like, maybe you connected with someone, even if you guys never discussed being boyfriend and girlfriend, it might have been a very close connection to you, or at least it felt like it did for the time that you're with the person. For others of you, it could be a long-term partner, somebody that you've been in and out with for, there's a lot of people out there that have had that one person that they have a lot of history with, and maybe they've always tried to get to that point of marriage, and it just never seemed to get there. Okay. Now, what's interesting is what popped out and just shot out is the Emperor in reverse and the Empress. Isn't that crazy? And it's clarified over the Ten of Cups in reverse. Aries, what the heck? So another part of me is almost like asking how to interpret this, because there's a lot of ways I could interpret it. And this almost seems like it could also be like, let's just be honest here, the obvious marriage situation. And I was just talking about, the partying and stuff like that. For some of you, this could have been, let's think about it. Like if you're in a home situation, right, where you're living with this person, things are getting serious. I don't know if you guys are married. Maybe you guys were. Okay. Maybe there's a divorce going on. For others of you, maybe this was a very close, long-term relationship or something like that. Okay, and things were not working out. Okay, the question is this, are we going to treat this as energies, or are we going to treat these as people? Okay, most people will probably treat these as energies, but it's possible. No, I'm sorry, not energies. They would treat them as people. Okay, but obviously I kind of, can go back and forth a little bit here. But the Emperor in reverse is going to be somebody that sometimes is a little bit overly aggressive, hostile, wants things their way. Essentially makes the laws in the land, but oftentimes, as a flop. They make stupid decisions. Things that don't really make sense. Oftentimes lead people off the side of the cliff type thing. You know, because when the Emperor is up, he's supposed to be someone you can trust, somebody that you go to. He's almost like the boss status. He's the embodiment of all four kings. He's supposed to know what he's doing. You go to that person because you trust them. They're your rock, your foundation. Okay, and the same applies to the Empress. But we've got one here that's reversed and one that's not. And what's interesting is that this is a card of Aries, reversed. So, but, you know, whatever the case is, Aries, it doesn't really, you know, it's just energy. So read it how you want to. I mean, if it's a partner that you're dealing with, then that's, you know, obviously your partner. You would know more than I would. Now, if we don't want to look at these as people, it's energies. And this would probably suggest that you, if we're just looking at you, Aries, that this is possible that you are trying to have growth and expansion. Maybe they were trying to introduce more of a rigid, you know, iron fist to make something work. You know, a lot of times what I mean by that is that if we are, it doesn't have to be for say a relationship, but most times it is with somebody else, or just life in general. We try, you know, if we've had bad experiences, the solution oftentimes is to try and put, you know, law and order to make sense of things. That I won't do this, I won't date this person, this is not acceptable, this is acceptable, I don't do that, and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of one of those situations. But, you know, there comes a point where it stifles growth. And the Empress does talk about that. Talks about growth and expansion a little bit. You know, she is nurturing, she is caring, she's a very attractive person. But then it's going into this Emperor in reverse, which kind of starts to almost give the impression that things are kind of going off the deep end a bit. And then it's going into Ten of Cups in reverse. So if we want to just treat that as energies, Aries, then, and we're talking just about you, then that's what that's implying. That something didn't go to plan. Maybe it's like a connection that was supposed to work out just fizzled away and it didn't work out. Maybe this idea of having a marriage, the perfect romance, is just not going in your favor. You're still kind of just... and for others of you, this may not have been a person at all. This could have been you, Aries. This could have been you, just kind of like, you know, finding out the truth that maybe going to the bars and stuff like that just isn't working out. It's not yielding the results that you want. Seems like you're putting a lot of, you know, if we're treating this, like I said, if we're treating this that's you and not another person, then it probably implies that you've been maybe dating around a lot. Trying to find that perfect person, but it's not really happening. Okay? And maybe you're gaining awareness of this, and that's why you're in deep thought. Those are all possibilities. So either or, Aries, I don't want to drag onto this too much, but it does seem like there is some, you know, a lot of thinking here, and things kind of didn't go your way a little bit. So as far as your challenge is Queen of Swords here. Okay. Some of you, this could suggest, you know, and I have to be kind of general a little bit. It's general messages, so I can't be, you know, unfortunately, I can't hone on everyone's story here. But the Queen of Swords she is holding a sword for a reason. You know, she is very stern. She does have that water energy, so she is somebody that is loving. And she is somebody that can be caring, but trying to get to that side of her is going to be a lot more difficult than, say, the Queen of Cups. Okay? She's got a lot of experience. You know, she likes to be just, she likes to be fair, she likes to be balanced. But what's interesting is we have the Emperor in reversed here, suggesting, what did I say? That there was probably an excess of control or just poor management of that. Okay? And that's absolutely, you know, what the Queen is kind of going to embody there. Is like she's going to want law and order, essentially, structure. She's not one that wants to just rush out and be reckless. Okay? She's going to be more reserved, more guarded. And so it's suggesting almost that this might, you know, and I mean, it's literally, I wrote Aries right there. Okay, so I wonder, I'm almost starting to wonder, you know, if that's referring, like I said, if we're just reading it as energies, it is referring to you. That you're wanting to be somebody that's attractive, sexy, loving, caring, and maybe that's how you project things, but really and truly the Emperor in reverse is coming here. And that might be also suggesting here with the Emperor in reverse that there's an abandonment of the masculine energies, and over a hyper focus on the feminine, which is not healthy. Okay, because man and woman are not supposed to be one or the other. It's not supposed to be 100% masculine. It's not supposed to be 100% feminine. So if you're that type of person that's, you know, embodying that, you know, per the tarot and stuff like that, it's not healthy. at all, because, you know, man and woman and stuff were designed basically to have both masculine and feminine qualities for a reason, because they both do different things. So when you block out one side, you're cutting all kinds of things off your life, because you may identify with it, but the people around you probably think it's strange, you know, or they kind of, for example, you know, masculine energy is going to be, you know, let's think about it. Masculine energy is going to be more going out there, you know, sometimes can be a little bit reckless, it can, but it's more of a go-getter energy. And a lot of you saying, well, that you know, that's not that, females do that too and stuff like that. This is not a gender comparison contest here, folks. It's not. It's talking about the masculine and feminine energies. That's just how, I didn't write it. I really didn't. Okay, this is just qualities that are inherent, that have been studied for decades or centuries. Okay, and whoever designed it that way, that's how it is. I don't know. You can go back 300, 500, 600, whatever, 1,000 years, and you can go and do the research, and maybe you can give me an answer on that, okay? But for now, that's how it is, okay? And it's healthy to basically have your feminine side, basically being, expressing that, like I said, nurturing things, loving, being sexy, wanting to basically have kids, wanting to nurture, grow in a situation, expand your mind. You know, she's going to basically be the one people look up to. She's going to be the person that people are naturally attracted to. When she comes into the bar or something like that, you know, heads turn. You know, that's the Empress, okay? Likewise, the Emperor is going to have the masculine qualities more, but just remember that even though he's an Emperor and stuff like that, the masculine qualities alone and stuff like that don't fulfill his life. It's when he has the Empress come here, there's a balance. They both, you know, and it's kind of in a way that there's like harmony, essentially, okay? But the suggestion of this reversal says there's disharmony now, because it's just too much of one energy now. You know, and there's a reason why it's yin and yang. Why there's the black and the white. You know, like there's always a balance, an opposite. Why there's good, there's evil. And, you know, it's in some sense, if you want to look at this in some way, it's like choosing to say, hey, there's no black, there's only white. Well, that's not really accurate with how life is, okay? Now, again, that's not going to be everyone. I get that. I totally get that. I'm just pointing that out for those of you that, you know, maybe are, I don't know, hyper-focused on your feminine side. That's suggesting that, you know, there could be an issue there that is causing detriment to your life there. Just be aware of that, okay? And being guarded, reserved here, for whatever reason, it's telling you need to take action, okay? This is, and like I said, this is being overly critical sometimes. You know, this could be going on dates for some of you. If you're going like, or even to a job or something like that, and just being overly critical about where the location is of that job. Should I work there? I don't like the people there. I don't like this, blah, blah, blah. And really just overly analyzing everything. And the same thing if you got relationship prospects, overly analyzing everything. And some people say, well, why would somebody do that? Probably because they got hurt in the past. And that would make sense. Okay, but it is, you know, and if you're overly guarded too, that could also cause, you know, mishaps in your logic or in your thinking, you know, which is probably also coming back to that Emperor in reverse there. But it is suggesting the action needs to be taken here, Aries, okay? And there is probably going to be an opportunity as well, at some point thrown out there. It's a question of, advice is probably suggesting, are you going to take it? Who knows? Okay. Another challenge for you is Knight of Swords. Some of you, once again, this is kind of almost coinciding with this Ace of Wands energy here, that action needs to be taken. The Knight basically will go right on in there, the Knight of Swords. He has ideas, he has opinions, he's excited. He's going to charge right on. He's the fastest knight of them all. But it's saying in your challenge, so it's suggesting otherwise that you're not doing that. Probably paralyzed by analysis. I've been saying it quite a lot recently. Okay. Advice. Stop doing the same things you've been doing that don't work. Okay. This lady's picking, you know, she's looking at her harvest and she's asking herself, am I happy with what I got? Is this the kind of yield, with all the work that I put into this, is this the kind of results that I'm looking for? If the answer is no, then it's saying, why are you repeating the same mistakes? The advice here is saying, don't do that. Okay? So, there isn't, you know, it sounds like this whole thing, there's just thinking written all over it. a bit of like stagnation, maybe being guarded, reserved, holding back a little bit, and a lot of contemplation. And for some of you, just being overly on guard and maybe not so, like more hermit mode, you know? Some of you could be sitting at home a lot, you know, just kind of playing it safe, overly critical. If, you know, if someone comes out the woodwork and it's like you're kind of don't want to give them the time of day, you know, because you just like already have a predisposed opinion about what they're going to say and do and stuff like that. And it's just a bad way to go about it. Okay. If this is related to money, it is all suggesting that you do need some new vision for yourself in your path and stuff. And some of you, if you're struggling with money, it suggests that would just apply it how it is. You know, it's like stop spending too much, stop making poor spending choices. But I'm getting more. This seems to be dominating with a relationship, and the reason is like I said, we got 10 of Cups here in reverse. We've got 3 of Cups energy. We've got the Empress here, Queen of Wands. There's a lot of stuff that can indicate to more relationships that are going on. Single or non-single, doesn't matter. Anyways, that's what I got for you going in the first 2 weeks. So it's definitely going to be a case of needing to take action. And I've been seeing that for, I think, Capricorn, Gemini both kind of the same thing. It just seems like this, I think it was more Capricorn actually, not so much Gemini, but this stagnation almost, you know, trying to move forwards but paralyzed by analysis almost. I know Capricorn definitely got it. So anyways, let's go to money. I'm freaking rambling today. I hate when I do this. We're going to money now, Aries. Your monies. I don't know what it is. I have these nights or whatever when I just want to ramble. And it's really redundant sometimes. What do we got for Aries and Aries money going into the first 2 weeks of January 2022? We're looking at career and finance, please. What can Aries expect for their finances going into the first 2 weeks of January 2022? Give me 2 challenge cards and 2 solutions going into the first 2 weeks of January 2022 for Aries. Aries, so I have to wonder if you are walking away from a job or possibly a career of some sort. This is finance and money. Okay, so we're going to first look at if this is a job, if this is a startup business or something like that. There seems to be, number one, potentially for some of you, a like 0.001%, something that was being done illegally. Could indicate the just in reverse. For others of you, it's most likely an unfair situation or a situation where you're putting in a ton of work into something that you don't feel like you're being compensated or treated the way that you should. Okay? This is a very common thing, and I know that's kind of a blanket statement. A lot of you are like, oh, that's so common, but it's true. I mean, there's a lot of people that go to work every single day. They do actually take the time to put the work into their job or their career or do what their boss is asking, but at the end of the day, you know, they don't see that paycheck really increasing. They see the boss coming with a brand new car, but not them. Okay? Somebody might say that might be a little unfair, you know, because especially if you know that you are putting in a shit ton of work and there's, you know, the promise of, oh, there's going to be this opening here soon or this is going to happen, and then they give it to someone else. Wouldn't that piss you off? It would to me. Walking away from a situation is no longer filling. Or just kind of things are not going right. There's a reason this guy is looking elsewhere. It's because, and then you also have the moon there. You know, he's kind of looking and saying, you know, I don't really know what the hell's out there. Okay? And a part of him is actually a little bit nervous about it, which is why he's standing there. Okay? It's not showing him moving. He's standing, he's contemplating about it. But he knows one thing, his back is turned. This shit ain't working. It's not fulfilling. I'm miserable. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay? It's not fair. That's what it seems like. So for some of you, it's going to be, like I said, leaving a new job to basically take the journey to go and find something different. Okay? For those of you that are staying in a job currently, you may be prospecting going to the new year that maybe I need to find somewhere else to work. I just don't want to work at this anymore. Others of you, it just could be that you are seeing things in your workplace that you just think are like just done. They're not done right. You know, it's not done how the policy says it should be done. You see corners being cut. and you think it's like, they're cheating the customer or this scandalous stuff maybe. And you're like, this is not what aligns to me, and I don't want to be a part of this. So some of you may be coming to that decision, okay? But it does seem like an energy of transition a little bit. Going into your challenges here is once, I kind of comes back to this Eight of Cups here, walking with an emotionally unfulfilling situation. And then what is your challenge? Contentness, happiness, individuality, standing up for yourself, being declaring yourself, not being nervous to be yourself around others. Well, if you have a job that suppresses that, it's like running like a fucking dictatorship, I'd say that would suppress things a little bit. But it's also saying here, it's a challenge, meaning that, are you happy with where you're at? And I think I said this with Capricorn. Same thing. It was kind of this, and I guess it's just the energy that's going around right now, going into the new year. And I think the universe really is trying to encourage people, Aries, to stop, number one, I'm pretty down to earth when it comes to what these messages are. I mean, there's plenty of ways for me to sugarcoat this. I could really just tell you things that would sugarcoat this and just tell you, oh my God, there's a house. I think, it looks like a house over in the background there. You probably you might be coming into inheriting a house. There's a lot of things that we can hear that sound really good. And yeah, in the moment that sounds good, but is it realistic for, that's not what the cards are suggesting. So it's like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just telling you how it is. And, sometimes the truth of life is that it's a little frustrating sometimes to hear the truth, okay? And I just want to point out one last thing. For those of you that are saying, well, I love my job. I actually like my job. Things are going well. Okay? Then it's going to first off indicate that if we want to look at the lighter note, that it's something with money imbalance, not fair. So perhaps this is a court situation then. Maybe it's a court situation. Got justice card here. Okay. Could be a justice. It could be escaping karma. Maybe it was a partner or something like that you have to walk away from that's draining your finances. Maybe you do like your job. And this could have been like a partner or a relationship that you had to walk away that was just really maybe they're sucking the life out of you. It wasn't fair. So for those of you, I mean, obviously, like I said, if that could apply like that. If it's not the job sitting and you're like, yeah, my job's, I love my job and I love my career. Well, maybe it's a partnership that you have to walk away from, okay? There's plenty of toxic situations that, unfortunately, at the end of the day, you get that roach that comes into your life that'll just be quite happy to drain your wallet as long as you're providing the cash. And you don't even realize it. Sometimes you get so sucked into it, by the time you start to check your account, and you're like, damn, I spent like $800 or something like that. This person, what did they spend? $50? And I spent like $800? It only starts to dawn on you then that it's like, man, that's fucked up. And maybe this is also, like I said, if this was a relationship such as like a marriage, maybe it was a divorce that happened. You would have to walk away from that, right? Be related to finances because everything's invested in there. Or maybe you're fighting for what's fair. Could be that. Whatever the case is, I mean, there is the Sun card here. It just, again, Sun card is everything you want in the tarot. It's the best, one of the best cards. Actually, most considered the best card in the tarot because it's contentness, happiness, fulfillment, everything going right. It's a challenge position, suggesting that things aren't really like that right now. Okay. And the advice here is Queen of Swords. Ironic, we just saw the Queen of Swords. The advice is just saying, I'm suggesting the advice is probably that you need to, I mean, like I said, if it's a legal situation that's related around or revolving around money, then maybe you do need to kind of go through things with a fine-tooth comb. Make sure you stand up for yourself. Okay, if this is a job that's not paying you very well, and you know it, where it's not, like I said, you're saying things that are unfair in the workplace, things that are unjust, you need to stand up for what you believe in, not cave into that shit. Plenty of stuff that's always going against the policy. People, managers doing things under the books. I remember in my past life there was a manager, and I'm not naming names or anything like that, but this particular manager, she gutted the staff. Okay? She replaced one of the older managers. I'm not saying what workplace this was at, but what she did was she wanted to get the bonuses, the bonus, and for their particular bonus, because she was a manager, she had to do all 4 quarters. So if she failed one of those quarters, she wouldn't get the bonus. And it was a pretty substantial bonus. I think it was about $100,000. So it was a huge incentive for her to want to get that bonus. And we all knew that most times they did. And it always come with a brand new car. You know, they would park it way back at the parking lot because they didn't want people to really see what they had. You know, but you know, everybody knew. Okay, but what she did was she was siphoning off to make up for any of the losses. You know, I don't know, in the books or something like that. She was taking the labor, almost 2,000 hours of labor, and she was pumping it in as just floating cash, and then she'll put it right into the profits. So that would boost the profits and make it look like they were doing more sales than they really were. That's padding the books, ladies and gentlemen. It's wrong. Did she get her bonus? Yes. But did she get fired? Yes. So, and what ended up happening was the regional came through and actually saw what the hell was going on here. Where are all the people? Well, she didn't hire them because she was padding the books. So yeah, she got canned, unfortunately. So that's kind of a situation here. Like I said, coming back to what I was talking about earlier. So if you see something unjust like that, maybe you need to make a phone call. Say, this is what's going on. Stand up for yourself. Okay, don't tolerate bullshit. Okay, especially in the workplace. And like I said, if we're looking at your money, maybe you need to walk away from a situation and just say, you know what, I don't really feel, I love this place, it's a great place of employment, but I don't really feel that getting, you know, paid what I'm worth, you know, and there is a job opportunity and I've had a good time. Obviously be polite about it, but just give them an opportunity to counter and see if they want to keep you. If they don't, then just say, you know, I've got a lot of bills and things that I have to take care of, and I'm going to have to transfer, you know, to a different job, unfortunately, and I have it lined up already conveniently. Bye. See ya. Have a good one. Next challenge is Ace of Wands. Once again, indicating that probably suggesting for some of you, things are still kind of sagging a little bit. Maybe you had a good period. I don't know if this is, you know, this could go two ways, because it could suggest for some of you that if you've been slacking a little bit, which is very unlikely for Aries, to be honest, but if you have been, it would be suggesting that there could be opportunities for you to, let's say, start your own business. Okay? That would be Ace of Wands right there. Put your passion, your energy into it. But the question is, are you choosing to take it? Okay? Some of you in the advice, Five of Swords here, may need to fight for that. Okay? It's not going to be an easy road. Expect challenges. But, you know, it's you know, me starting this business, for example, I've had non-stop challenges. Oh, yeah. It's, this would have been that perfect example. Me starting, here's the startup, here's the opportunity from the universe. I took it. Expect competition, expect, you know, issues, people kind of talking about you, rumoring about you, causing issues and stuff. Yeah, oh yeah. That shit happens all the time, unfortunately. And you would love to think that everyone's like, oh yeah, good job, yeah, blah, blah. No. In fact, some people think I'm an idiot for doing this channel. But you know what? Advice is, you gotta stick up for yourself. And also, for a small portion of you, maybe not get involved in conflicts. If this is a job site situation, don't get involved in unnecessary conflict. Maybe you're eager to basically, you know, state your mind or something like that, and you want to basically reset the agenda of how things are done and stuff like that. Well, be careful. Can't be a loss for everyone, you know, if it's not done right. So just be careful about being overly proactive. But I think this is more going to be an opportunity maybe to do something different going into the first 2 weeks of January. So think about it there, Aries. So, overall, I think, like I said, it's more just standing up for yourself, maybe just not tolerating things, you know, moving things in a different direction and really evaluating. It seems to be like a lot of guarded energy with Aries. I don't know what that's about. Getting a lot of that. Maybe some of you in the comments could explain that a little bit more for me, why that's showing up in the cards like that. Is this, are you guys in guard, or what's the deal? What's, I know Aries, Gemini, and Capricorns are generally the money makers, you know, so I'm like, it's not common to see Aries not doing anything. So this has to be something that's not, per se, it's not like you guys aren't working, it's just that maybe there's conflict or there's challenges that are kind of stopping you from doing something for one reason or another. Maybe you're not getting along with your boss. I don't know. Moving on to love singles. So just remember, this is if you're dealing with somebody. Okay, if you're not dealing with anyone, you have no one that you're romantically interested in, then this is not going to apply to you. I will expand to that soon here. Just not for this reading. Can I get past 2 cards for all who this person might be? Aries is interested in. Aries focus on this person, what to expect, and advice, please. 2 cards for all. Going into the first 2 weeks of January. What do we got for the Zodiac sign of Aries, please? Love singles. Yeah. Well, Aries, what you can expect going in the first 2 weeks is probably somebody from your past coming back in your life. Somebody that you're quite fond of. We've got the 6 of Cups there. This could also talk about equal give and take relationships, too. So if we're not looking at it as a past lover, and the reason I'm saying someone from your past is because past, new love, okay? And this is a mature energy, so it's probably somebody that you have some connection with, or somebody that wants to have a more solid connection with you, expand themselves. They're not. This is not so much just that little, love gestures or whatever like that, or just simple banter. This is something that's more in depth, a more tighter connection with the Queen here. Okay, that's good. I like that. And the 6 of Cups can talk about good times, things going well. Okay, so if we want to just forget about thinking about the past and stuff like that, hence somebody from the past, then this is just going to be good. This is really solid here. So I think going in the first 2 weeks, expect good things to happen for you. At least that's what it's showing, what to expect. Or, I'm sorry, that's your past. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. New spread here, Aries, that's new spread. Okay, I'm done doing the Celtic crosses. Okay, so that was your past. So something was going well in your past, so I like that. Okay, who this person might be, somebody that probably things didn't work out in the past time, is a little selfish to themselves. This person might be struggling a little bit in their life. With the 4 Pentacles right there, this guy's holding on to everything he's got. Okay, he's doing well for himself, but at the same time, it's not to the point where he can give. That's the 6 of Pentacles, where you can give a lot more. When you've made it to that point where you actually have excess to give. He doesn't. Okay, so this could be somebody that's a penny pincher, somebody that, is saying every dollar counts. But this is also the 4 of Wands in reverse, maybe indicating family instability. This could have been a failed marriage, could have been cancer celebrations, things not going so well. So this might have been someone that you fell out with in the past. I don't know. Aries energy, and it could also be a Capricorn for some of you. What your focus is on, 10 of Wands in reverse, the Empress. So we have the Empress showing up again, 10 of Wands, there you go. So your focus essentially is wanting to dump this load. Maybe it could also be, because we have the Empress here talking about nurturing and, growing in this situation. But it's like, it's weird with the 10 of Wands in reverse there. Let me clarify that. Clarify the 10 of Wands in reverse. Why is that there for Aries? Singles. Why is Aries singles focusing on that? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Oh boy. Yeah. So Aries. Remember I was talking about, in the beginning here, this past here. Maybe things had been going well for you, and maybe they're taking a little bit of a dip. Okay, this could have been a situation that seemed to be going well, but the 10 of Wands in reverse, it is coming to a completion of a cycle, but it's at that point where you're still kind of going a little bit backwards here. Okay, normally when the 10 of Wands is upright, it is kind of closing that cycle out a bit, but it's still talking about obviously carrying a heavy load. It's reverse here, so you don't want to carry that load anymore. Whatever's been burdening you, whatever stress, whatever strain you've been having with this person. Seems like you're dumping it. Why? Because the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Things aren't really going in the right direction. Okay? Page of Pentacles, when it's reversed, is slow. It can be someone that's a little bit non-committal, slightly. Kind of stupid sometimes with their decisions. They just don't really make the most logical sense of, how to get things off the ground. They just don't know. And you ask them, where are you going with things? I don't really know. They just go around in circles a little bit. This person can just be dishonest. I could probably see why you wouldn't want to carry that load anymore, especially if, this person is just unreliable. But at the same time, you're wanting to grow with this person, expand, but at the same time probably feel that you're just doing too much in the situation, and maybe they need to do a bit more. Or maybe you even think you're giving too much to the situation. And we've got the Four of Pentacles, who that person might be, a little selfish and stuff. What to expect is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse again, and the Hangman reversed. God, you had it come out again. Things aren't going to go your way, Aries. I don't know what else to tell you. This probably makes sense about the general spread, why that was there. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, hang on a second, Wes. Maybe that was just a fluke that came up again. I don't think so. Because we have the Two of Swords here. Remember I was telling you about all that thinking that was going on? There it is, my friends. Right there. What is it about? Third party situation. Yeah. It was upright, it's now reversed. I don't know how. I really didn't do any reversing or anything, but somehow it is. So there you go. Are you worried that, I don't know what happened here, Aries, but from the way this is showing here, this seems a situation where you care and want to grow with this person, whoever they are. I don't know if it's someone new, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But you must have had at least some history with this person, okay? But this person, like I said, could be selfish, could be a little bit to themselves. Even when they do celebrate things or they do things, they probably keep it to themselves. They don't really share it with you. Might irritate you a little bit that this person's a little closed off. A little bit more about them and not you. I mean, for me, I would say fuck that too. I wouldn't want to carry, I'd be like, take your pentacle and take it somewhere else. I don't, if you don't want to include me in your life and you want to penny pinch everything and make these stupid decisions and, always close me out and stuff like that, then I don't want to carry all of this shit. I'm already doing too much as is. Empress, I want to grow. I want to love you. I want to look good. Especially doing it. I'll be your woman, but be your man too. But I'm getting a sense it's gonna be more for the ladies out there. But yeah, but a lot of contemplation about things didn't go your way, didn't work out. What did I say in the general spread? There you go. What is it about? I almost suggested, I said maybe it's not a third party situation, but I was getting that vibe because of like the Ten of Cups being reversed and everything, and you're in deep thought. There it is, right there. So case closed there, singles. It seems like something's maybe going to come to an end here, Aries, and you're not going to be happy with it. It just didn't grow, but I think you still like this person and want things to work out. Maybe things are just kind of like neutral right now, but they're not going in the direction, and perhaps this could be about things that just failed. That could also talk about that, but for others, it could have been that you're concerned this person made, and the Two of Swords is here, almost indicating like you're concerned. Indecision. Two options. Which way do I go about things? Why would you be in that if things were going good between you two? Definitely can indicate third parties. So I wonder if you're concerned this person may be dabbling with somebody else. I wonder where they are all the time. They don't ever call me. They don't seem to include me when I just was talking about that. I don't have any direct evidence that that's the case there. So please, for some of you, don't call them up and start saying you're in a third party. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you might be concerned about it. That's all. Okay? But this is technically showing as your advice here. So I have to assume that, if you are worried about third parties and stuff like that, the advice is suggesting that you need to stop doing it. Why? Because it'll destroy the relationship. That's why it's coming up as advice. And also, paralysis by analysis leads to failure. Okay? It breeds stagnation. And when things stagnate, they don't go anywhere. So you really kind of have to decide for some of you if you want to really stand the test of time with this partner. Is this somebody, if you're already thinking this kind of stuff, then how long is that going to last? If you're talking about like what? Oh, I'm like 30 and I plan to live hopefully by 90. Well, that's, good 50, 60 years maybe you'll live. Do you really want to spend 50, 60 years of your life with somebody that you're already thinking or having issues with? Or concerns? How long can you stay in fear about something? Worry? And also lastly, for a few of you, maybe this situation is just financially straining you. I know it's like not in the finance portion, but that's also a possibility here, that you just don't feel like the other person's really carrying their weight in this relationship. And you're kind of thinking about just dumping it. So maybe you do kind of have a little thing going with somebody. You're not dating per se, but maybe you're just considering whether I just want to trash it and just move on. Maybe you're not happy with it. It's just kind of boring. Maybe it started out good, but now it's just kind of lost its pizzazz, I guess. Anyways, that's what I got for you singles. Hopefully that somehow made sense with what I was saying. I gotta be honest, this whole week I've just felt like, to some extent, like I'm disconnected a little bit. It's weird. So, I don't know what that's about. Normally I'm like solid, laser, I'm on point. And this whole week, and maybe, I think it's Venus retrograding or something like that. It's not Mercury, from what I understand. It's Venus. And I think my Venus is in Pisces. So maybe that's fucking with my emotions and stuff. I've been feeling a little gloomy here and there. It's so weird. It's not normal for me. So it has to be something with that retrograde. But it's been something. I'm playing havoc with my connection a little bit, So sorry if it's a little rambling and whatever. That's just good. Moving on to our Aries non-singles. And just so you know, Aries, spent this is going to be almost 30 minutes extra on your side. I only did the half hour today. That's how I know this has been a ramble session. What do we have for our non-single Aries? Meaning they're involved in a relationship. I get past, focus, what to expect, and advice, please, for the first 2 weeks going into January 2022 for our non-single Aries, please. What were they dealing with in the past? What was their focus? What can they expect? And some advice for them, please. 2 cards in total for each category. Clarify page of Swords upright for the past for non-single Aries. God, there's that fucking thinking energy. It's been right Aries. Man, a lot of thinking going on here. So we have the Empress in reverse, the Page of Swords, the Hermit. This is directly indicating that there's been just basically silence, a lack of growth a little bit. But still kind of dabbling, exploring possibilities, where things could go. But it's bleeding into that stagnation a little bit. I don't know if you've been with somebody that you kind of feel things aren't really just taking off and going in where you want them to be. Where do we want things to be? Well, probably, picture perfect romance, good sex, good money, marriage, vacations. Don't we all? But maybe this is not going there. The Empress in reverse is going to directly indicate that there could be a lack or a stumping of growth in the relationship. The Hermit, who's thinking? Who's in deep thought? Going within. Probably saying, I really need to basically reinvent something here. Inject some more life. I don't know. I got to think of something. But what? But what? But what? I don't know. You would know. What you've been focused on? Well, I guess we have the answer. There you go. You want more. Number one, you want more money. Number two, you want more stability. Number three, you want better commitments, things to be more structured and orderly. Then we had, remember, if you paid attention through most of this video, we had the Emperor in reverse in your general, indicating, what did I say? Things getting out of control a little bit. That's what you're focused on. This is what I want. How can I get it? The page isn't coming there with firm affirmations and decisions about where things are going. He's happy to shell out these ideas, but he's not really 100% on them. Why? Because he's literally a child. He's not there yet. Okay, he's still kind of exploring that, but he has the energy to want to. Okay, so it's coming from an idea that you're just throwing things out there, and this is probably time alone to yourself, just thinking about it. I wonder if we could do that. I wonder if I could level up. So and so is only, he or she is only bringing in like, 30,000, and my salary, how much are we making? Are we going to be able to afford that dream house that I want? Maybe I should become single. Aries. Fuck me with that Nine of Pentacles there. This could also just be a focus on your finances too, I don't know. But there is some extent of wanting to improve yourself. Be the boss bitch. Yeah. If I had to pick between the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, I would personally go with the Queen. I'm lying, I want to go with the Nine of Pentacles. She looks hotter. Anyways, even though they're technically considered the same people, I don't know what it is. I looked at both of them the one day and I'm like, definitely the Nine of Pentacles. I'm like, it's supposed to be the same person. It's really weird. Anyways, what to expect? Page of Cups in reverse, King of Cups. That is so absolutely confusing, it's ridiculous. Clarify the Page of Cups in reverse. Why is the Page of Cups reversed? What Aries can expect in a relationship going in the next 2 weeks into January. Moon card in reverse? Okay, that kind of makes sense. Clarify King of Cups upright. That's a very unusual combination. Whoa. King of Wands clarifying to the King of Cups. I always wonder, I hate to say this, Aries, I mean, I don't know whose side this is on, and I could be wrong here, okay? Because this one's a little tricky. The Page of Cups in reverse does talk about dishonesty sometimes. Being a little bit of a spy, jealous, envious, sometimes nasty. And in the moon here, you could be starting to see things clearly. Maybe this person that you're involved with might have a nasty side to them. But on the flip side, this person could also be very loving, sexy, charming, and have a lot of good stuff. But, you might have some concern that this person could be a little bit, have their side to them. On the flip side, this could also be new opportunities. You could have somebody really attractive and charming that's going to be the whole 9 yards. I mean, the King of Wands and the King of Cups right here. If this is like a relationship, maybe you have somebody else on the side that's coming in. I don't know, I'm just saying somebody might try to woo you. Maybe you know that it's not the right thing to be doing. Just saying. If it's none of that stuff, then it just might simply mean that, there's going to be a lot of fucking, a lot of love, a lot of things that are going to go on in this relationship. Yeah. Excitement. I like it. But I am a little concerned with this Page of Cups in reverse here, Aries. Who's doing that? Is it you or is it your partner? What's that about? What are you not worried about anymore? Oh, okay. Well, okay, I take that back. Maybe you're not worried about... That's possible. It's possible here For a small percentage of you, this could indicate that you're no longer worried about this nastiness. Like I said, all the envious bullshit and stuff. Maybe you're choosing to. I hate to say when I came back to saying single. Maybe you're considering becoming single and no longer worrying about this bullshit anymore, and you just want to go out and be a, like I said, the boss bitch type thing. You know, that King of Wands, that fire energy, heating up that water energy. I mean, that's just a force to reckon with. I mean, you can turn some heads with that. Some of you just want to and then with the Nine of Pentacles, holy shit. That's a tidal wave of I'm gonna get shit done, and I'm gonna look good doing it, and basically be the whole package, and then some. Advice here is 10 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse. This is coming back to what I was just saying about, this potential single thing. I mean, 10 of Cups in reverse. What is it? Connections going sour. This is happiness, fulfillment. Things going really well. Deep connections between people. You notice there's 2 people here. It's reversed. 3 of Wands in reverse. Almost kind of like things are stifled a little bit. And that's advice. One would have to say that you need to, 1, evaluate the situation. Is it a fulfilling connection to you? Because like I said, your name isn't written on your unfortunate Aries. I don't know if, is that you in that status, or is it your partner? Or is it just the relationship as a whole, which I don't think it is? Or is it somebody on the side? You fill in the blank in there, okay? Tarot, unfortunately, doesn't write your name or the instructions on who's doing what here. I just know that there's 2 fucking kings here. I know Untitled Tarot would say that somebody could be gay or something like that. I don't really see that, but advice is 10 of Cups in reverse, like I said. So whatever the case is, there's some issue here, and I don't know if it's you worrying about this connection may come to an end, or should you end it because it's not emotionally fulfilling you anymore. You feel a bit stuck. Maybe it's you're desiring to be this independent hot piece of ass on the streets, getting the Benjamins she deserves. That's a possibility. I don't know. Whatever the case is, there was a lot of thinking going on here in your past year, so I have to assume that something was going wrong between your relationship. Okay. Well, that's what I got for you, Aries. I kind of feel like I'm sucking. Like, honestly, I don't know. This week has not been good for me. I really feel like I connect with the cards sometimes, and I can just piece these messages, but I've been really struggling a little bit. So I'm blaming Venus retrograde or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's Venus retrograde. But I hope you got something out of that, Aries. Almost an hour, holy shit. Should have been done by a half hour. I'm way over. Thanks for watching, Aries. Please like, share, subscribe, and enjoy this content. And I'll see you on the next one.